Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the last video I will be filming in this house. It's a little bit sad, but it's super bittersweet because I'm so excited about our new place, my plans for my new office, etc. I'm just feeling like once we're in our new place, I will feel refreshed because I know I have been like so behind on my upload schedule. Commenting back has been just non-existent, so I do apologize deeply for that. So I'm just so excited to start afresh. I finally feel like that new year, new me sort of feeling. But for the last video filmed in this home, I figured what better type of video than an empties video, because I would love to get rid of this beauty trash and not have to move it with me to a new place. So today we're going to be going through my beauty garbage, talking about any skincare, hair care, and just like random products that I have made it through. You guys know I saved my makeup empties for my makeup rehab series, so if you're interested in those empties, stay tuned for those in my upcoming makeup rehab update. Other than that, if you're interested in seeing the products that I've recently used up, then stay tuned. First, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I hope you'll consider doing so before you go. That really was like a rambling on sentence. I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel before you go. Other than that, let's just get into this empties. Okay, so I was like forcing myself to get through products that like didn't have a lot left and things I really didn't want to move with me. So up first, I finally did finish off this Ulta Beauty nail polish remover. This was supposedly lavender scented. I didn't necessarily notice a lavender scent, and honestly I was very unimpressed by this nail polish remover. I didn't think it did a very nice job for me personally. I just prefer the Target Up and Up brand nail polish remover. It works wonders. It gets your nail polish off. This I felt like I was like scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing, so I would not recommend this one from Ulta Beauty. I finished up a couple of products from Teamy Blends. I finished off their detox mask. This was the green tea blend matcha lemongrass clay mask. This was not my favorite. It was a very thick mask. It was fine. I just have come to realize I'm not the biggest fan of clay masks in general, so I wouldn't repurchase this. This, on the other hand, I really did enjoy. This was the green tea facial scrub. It hydrates, exfoliates, and moisturizes. It almost felt like a intense exfoliating cleanser, and this is something that I would consider repurchasing. I know sometimes this goes on sale at Ulta, so I would probably wait for a sale, but I did enjoy using this like 1 to 2 times per week, and I felt like my skin felt a lot smoother after using this, so I do really like this one from Teamy Blends. I finally finished off my gallon jug of the Living Proof Restore Conditioner. I finished off the shampoo quite some time ago, but lately I've been super into deep conditioning masks, so I've found that I've been going through actual conditioner quite a bit slower, but I was really close to finishing this off, so I figured I would just force myself to do it before we moved. I do like this line, but I found that I like the Biolage Hydrosource line just a little bit better than the Living Proof Restore line, so in the future I would just prefer, or for my personal preferences, I would purchase the Biolage over the Living Proof. I also finished off, this is my second bottle that I've gone through of this. This is the Saint Tropez Self Tan Extra Dark, and I've already repurchased a replacement for this. This is by far my favorite self-tanning mousse. I find that it lasts the longest amount of time and it doesn't scrub off in a weird way. I used to really like the, I think it was the Loving Tan Express or the Loving Tan, not even the Express. I used to really like that, but I find that I like the color that this gives me better, and this lasts longer on my skin personally. So, and I think you get more product. This is like more bang for your buck as well. So this is my ride or die. I've been using this for over a year now and continue to repurchase it. I had this lotion for quite some time. This is the Summer in Nice lotion, hand and body butter by M Greengrass. I believe that I got this in a FabFitFun. This was fine, but nothing that would make me go out and repurchase. To be honest with you, I'm not a huge body butter fan. I do really like the Boom Boom cream, but outside of that, I don't really purchase lotions a lot. There's one I also really like from Soap and Glory, and outside of those two, I don't purchase a lot of hand and body butters, so this isn't something I would go seeking out to purchase. Again, it was nice, but not a necessity by any means in my opinion. A couple of skincare products I finished up. So I've had this for a while and I finally forced myself to finish this up. This was from Alba Botanical. It was their Hawaiian facial mask. This was nice, but it did skin it did sting my skin a little bit, and there are other like chemical exfoliants I prefer much more over this, so I would not repurchase this in the future. I also finished a trial size or like a deluxe size of the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Sleeping Mask. I already own another backup of this in the full size because I really do love this product. I get really excited for the nights that I plan to use this product. I usually use this 2 to 3 times per week, and I notice that I just have the softest skin when I wake up, so I highly recommend this one from Glow Recipe. And then I also finished up this Ultra Repair Cannabis and Oat Dry Oil from First Aid Beauty. This is something I prefer more in the like spring summertime. It's not quite hydrating enough for me in the winter time. In the winter time I prefer the fresh sea berry oil, but I also find that this does a really nice job of just calming my skin if I'm noticing I have some irritability or some redness or even some active breakouts. This does a nice job of calming my skin, so this is something that I'm not going to immediately run out and go purchase. I do have the Youth to the People Glow Oil, which I've really been enjoying right now, and this just isn't something I feel like I like have to have in my collection, not something I'm gonna miss currently, but I still did think it was a nice product. Another couple of skincare items from Primera. I finished a little sample of their Alpine Berry Water Cream. This is their Hydrate and Glow Cream. I'm obsessed with this. When I finish some of the other moisturizers that I currently have like floating throughout my collection and can actually justify purchasing another moisturizer, I am definitely purchasing this. I think this is so nice. If you need a super thick moisturizer, I wouldn't recommend this. This is more of like a daytime moisturizer for me. It's definitely a lot more lightweight, and it almost has like a gel-like consistency, but it's still so moisturizing, but sinks into the skin quick enough that I can put my makeup on relatively quickly afterwards, and it gives this beautiful glow to the skin as well. So if you're not gonna wear makeup but you just want your skin to look fresh, plump, and hydrated, definitely recommend this one. I think the full size of this is $40, which I did not think was bad for a full-size moisturizer, and I definitely plan to purchase a full size of this in the future. And then I also had this little mini guy from Milk. This was their vegan milk moisturizer, their new one. I swatched this in store and almost bought a full size because I thought I was going to absolutely love this. This is a very thick moisturizer, very hydrating, but after going through a little sample size of this, I realized that I do prefer the Truth moisturizing balm over this. The Truth moisturizing balm still gives so much hydration but doesn't feel quite as thick on the skin, so that's just a matter of personal preference. This is still going to be a very hydrating moisturizer, and I think is going to work really well for people. But if I had to choose between this and the Truth moisturizing balm, I think I would go with the Truth over the, is it the Truth or the Belief? The Belief Truth moisturizing balm. I would go with that over the Milk one personally. I am still interested in trying the Milk cleanser out. I love Milk makeup as a brand. I just found that this moisturizer was like a little bit too thick for my preferences. Now if I was using this solely as an evening time moisturizer, I'm sure it would be fine. It's just pretty thick. I did finish off one of my Shiseido facial cotton pads. I already have a backup of these. I love these. They are my favorite facial cottons ever. Will continue to repurchase always. I finished up this from Grown Alchemist. This was their polishing facial pink grapefruit like facial polish. I got this in a FabFitFun, and to be honest with you, I know this is a very expensive brand. I didn't love it as a facial polish, so I ended up using this as like an all over body exfoliant, and I liked it just fine for that. I obviously kind of flew through it using it in that way. This is definitely not something I would repurchase just because it's super expensive, and I have other products that I can use as a body exfoliant rather than spending like $69 or $79 on this. So wouldn't repurchase this, but I was glad that I was able to repurpose this and find a way to use this up rather than have it go to waste. From Verb, I went through their Reset Clarifying Shampoo. I still have their conditioning pack that I haven't made it through. This was fine. I really liked the scent of it, but again, I am just like ride or die for my Biolage Hydra Source, so this just didn't do quite as much for me. I also went through a travel size of the Amika Perk Up Dry Shampoo. I actually really like this and I love the scent of this. So this is something I would possibly consider purchasing in a full size. Now this does give sort of a great cast to the hair, but if I just like zhuzh it in, I have no issues. And then I also finished off a little mini guy of the Bumble & Bumble Hairdresser's Invisible Oil Primer. This is one of my favorite hair primers, if not my favorite hair primer. I'm currently trying one out from AG, but I think I prefer this one. So going forward, I will continue to purchase this in the full size. I've gone through multiple full sizes of this as well as multiple small sizes of this. This just continues to remain a favorite. I think it does an amazing job of protecting my hair from the heat and also just making it look smoother. So I do really love this one from Bumble & Bumble. 2 more hair care products. I finished up a little mini travel of the Tresemme Extra Firm Control hairspray. I love this. This is my favorite hairspray ever. It does the job. It's super cheap, super affordable. It doesn't smell horrible. So I love this one from Tresemme. I don't have enough good things to say about this. And then from Raua, I don't know how to pronounce that, but I used up their voluminous shampoo. I did not care for this. This just wasn't something that I enjoyed using, so definitely would not recommend this one. I finished up 2 masks from Peter Thomas Roth. These were travel size or like trial size. They came in like the masking set where you get like 6 of them. So first I finished up the pumpkin enzyme mask. I have gone through one of these in the past. I do really like this. It can be a little bit intense on the skin, but it smells like pumpkin pie. And I love it. And then I also finished up the 24 karat gold mask. For me, this was just sort of like a meh sort of product for me. Definitely not something I would repurchase. It sort of just felt like an extra step, like I was using it just to use it, not using it because I actually was seeing results or actually loving it. So for me, I would not repurchase this in the future. And honestly, for this one from Peter Thomas Roth, there's other like exfoliating products I prefer over this, so I probably will not repurchase this in the future either. This was more my husband, but finished off the Pink Grapefruit Acne Prone Skin Activated Cream to Foam Cleanser from Neutrogena. Actually, I sometimes would use this as like a body cleanser, just if I was like having like, you know, breakouts on my back or anything like that. It's not like I get super bad breakouts on my back, but like occasionally like a pimple here and there. So I would just use this for that. And then my husband also used this as a facial cleanser. Not something I would repurchase. I just am a little bit more bougie when it comes to skincare and prefer something a little bit more than this. That's just me and my personal preferences. I have a couple of Belif sample products. I went through another mini of their moisturizing eye balm. I've gone through mini minis of this, and then I've also gone through a full size of this. This is definitely something I would purchase in a full size. This is my favorite evening time eye cream. I definitely plan to pick this up in the future. And then I also finished up a sample size of their Aqua Bomb Jelly Cleanser. I definitely plan to purchase this again in the future. I loved this. I think this is a really nice, gentle, moisturizing morning moisturizer. I just have quite a few cleansers. I have quite a few cleansers to get through right now that I've gotten through like BoxyCharm and things like that I can't necessarily justify buying another cleanser at this point in time. But this was so gentle, so moisturizing, and I absolutely loved this. This would rank up there with my Tatcha Deep Cleanse as well as my Youth to the People Kale Spinach Cleanser. I love all 3 of those, especially for the morning. So you really can't go wrong with this. Highly recommend this one from Belif. I went through a little mini sample pack of the Fresh Sugar Mint Rush. I do really like the Fresh Sugar lip treatments. My favorite is just the original, but the mint one is okay. I am throwing away this Real Techniques sponge. This was the one that is for powders. I have mold growing on mine, so I have replaced this and it is time for this one to go. I did finish off from Herbivore their Emerald CBD oil. Now this definitely had sort of that marijuana weed sort of scent, and I was not a huge fan of this. I also felt like this occasionally would clog my pores, so towards the end of this I would rub this on my hands and just use this to hydrate my hands. This is not something I would repurchase in the future. In fact, Herbivore has very short shelf lives. In fact, all of Herbivore products have very short shelf lives, so I would not I would definitely not repurchase this one from Herbivore. I did finish off this little mini kombucha AHA exfoliation toner from Youth to the People. I've gone through a full size of this. I do like it. Would consider repurchasing it in the future. It wasn't like an absolute fave. I would love to like dabble in others over purchasing another one of these and just see if there's a better one out there for me. But it was nice, and I felt like it did do a nice job of exfoliating without being too irritating. So if you're looking for a nice gentler exfoliator, I might recommend checking this one out from Youth to the People. From The Ordinary, I finished up the hyaluronic acid 2% plus B5. I've already repurchased this. I love this if you are looking for a good hyaluronic acid serum at a great price. I believe this is like $5.90. Highly recommend this one. This has worked wonders for my skin. Don't have enough good things to say about this, especially considering the price. Highly recommend a hyaluronic acid to anyone who's looking for more moisture in their skin. You just really can't go wrong, and this is a great one from The Ordinary. Ooh, one more hair care product. I have this one from Verb. This was their C Texture Cream, just a little mini sample of this. I really liked this for adding texture and volume to my hair. This is something that I would definitely consider repurchasing in the future, especially on days that I want to curl my hair and give it a little bit more volume. I really liked this, and I also really liked the scent of this. So I do plan to pick this up when it gets closer to the spring summertime, or if I was like going on vacation, I would definitely pick this up and bring it on vacation and do sort of like a beachy wave sort of vibe situation with this. I feel like this product would work really well for that, and I was really impressed by this. I also finished up this water spray. I don't even know what brand this is. I don't know if it's gonna catch on screen. I usually just use this. I would do my skincare routine, then spray my face a little bit, and then put my hyaluronic acid over it so that it would really lock in that moisture. So it would really lock in that moisture, and it really worked well for me. This isn't something that I feel like is a necessity. You can always just splash water on your face, but because I was sent this in some sort of subscription box, I figured I would get use out of it. I also finished up this little mini Origins Out of Trouble 10-minute mask. This is not something I feel like I would purchase in a full size. This is another product that I felt like I was using just to use. I don't know, I just have found that I don't really love mud masks in general. I would prefer just like an exfoliating like pad from Tula. I have one in here. If I'm looking, I don't know. I just don't love mud masks, I've come to find. So this is not something I would recommend or repurchase unless you love mud masks. Then you might really like this. So then the final items in my trash bag, I had these Depuff eye pads from Alltech Dermatologist MD. I actually really enjoy these. I'm just not sure where you can get these, but these did a really nice job of like sticking to your eye, whereas some eye pads fall right off. I really appreciated that these stayed stuck to the eyes, and if these weren't too high priced and I could easily find them, I would definitely purchase these again. I also did the apple cider vinegar resurfacing pads from Volition. These were okay, but I prefer the Tula ones. And speaking of, I did go through another Tula dual phase skin reviving treatment pad. I average one a month on these, whereas I would like to average one at least a week. These are really good, but they are very expensive. You get 16 pads for $60, but I think they're really, really good. I notice a significant difference in my skin texture, skin tone, etc. when I use this. So I do recommend these from Tula. I also finished off a little sample of the Youth to the People Adaptogen Deep Moisture Cream. I loved this. This was really nice and moisturizing as well. I feel like this would be a really good one come next kind of fall winter again. It might be a little bit too hydrating for me for the summertime unless I use it as a sleeping mask, but I did really enjoy this. Typically I love all of Youth to the People products, so this was no exception. And then I did use one sheet mask this past month. It was the Simply Win Snow Song Illuminate to remove dull looking skin. I'm sure I got this in my face story many moons ago, and I finally used that. I have so many sheet masks still to get through. Hopefully March, April, May can be different and I can get through some more sheet masks. But that is it, you guys. We have reached the end of my empty bin and the last video that I will be filming in this home. As always, thank you so much for sticking around to watch today's video, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.